alone.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in this class we are going to study about the packaging of DNA, that is in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance. So in the previous class we have studied the structure of DNA, how the DNA is formed and the components and all, right? So now we'll study the how this DNA will get packed. So let me write the title, that is the packaging of DNA. So what is this packaging of DNA then, right? So it is nothing but packing the DNA. That process is called as the packaging of DNA. It looks weird, right? How can we pack the DNA, right? Okay. So we all know that from your previous and lower classes also you all studied that in a cell, we all know in a cell what will be present? Nucleus will be present. In that the DNA will be present, right? So we know that nucleus, it is a very small organelle, right? But this DNA, we know that DNA is what? It will be like this, right? Sorry, like this, right? The DNA structure will be helical shape. So that DNA will be having the around 2.2 meter in length, okay? The length of the DNA will be around 2.2 meter. Whereas the nucleus is very minute teeny organelle, right? So this DNA should get inserted in the nucleus because we know in nucleus the DNA will be present, right? So how come it is possible? How can we pack this big DNA in that small nucleus, right? So let's know about it. So that is called as the packaging of DNA. It is the first step. Okay. So let's start. Before starting, let me tell you that DNA is the what? It is the polynucleotide, right? We all know it is the polynucleotide and it consists of phosphate group, okay, and pentose sugar and also the nitrogen bases, right? So here, hence as this DNA is containing the phosphate group, right? So the DNA will be carrying the negative charge, hence always the DNA will be negative. And also we know that where the negative and positive particles will be attracting each other, right? In the same way here, these DNA, in order to get packed in the nucleus, they need to go towards the positively charged particles, right? So those positively charged particles are nothing but the histones. What? Histones. These are the positively charged particles. So histones are nothing but they are the proteins. So what kind of proteins? What? Proteins are made up of what? They are amino acids, right? So here, these histone proteins are of the basic. We know acidic, basic and neutral proteins, right? So in the same way here, the basic amino acids will form these histones, which are the proteins. So these will be rich in the substances called the lysine. Please remember these, lysine and arginine. So these two substances, okay, will be present in this basic amino acids where these will form the histones, which are the positively charged proteins. Here these positively charged proteins will, this is the negative. DNA is negatively charged, right? So this DNA will get wrapped or it will get fused with this positively charged proteins. Got? So can you see here? Have a look over the structure. See, this is the structure of DNA. Can you see this way? The part which is not shaded, this. Okay? So this is the DNA. Okay? With this spherical or oval like shape, that is the what? Histone protein. Okay? This is the histone protein. So here the DNA, what it is doing, it is wrapping around the histone protein. See, for example, see, think this is the histone. Okay, so around this, if this is the DNA, just think, okay, assume. So this is the what? DNA, and this is the histone protein. So the DNA will be wrapping around this like this. Okay, got? So in the same way here, around this histone protein, this DNA is wrapped. Got? So the positively charged histone and negatively charged DNA are combined because the DNA is wrapped around this histone protein. And coming to the histone protein, can you see this here, which is the elongated structure, this one? This is called as the histone, H1 histone. Means this will help, or it acts as the linker. What it do? It acts as the linker. How it will act as the linker? Before telling that, let me tell you. See, can you see a word here, the term histone octamer. So what is histone octamer then? Histone in the sense protein. We got to know that. So what is this octamer? Octa in the sense what? 8. Right? So here in this histone, there are 4 histone particles, where that is the H1 and here H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. Okay, so these histone particles, that one is the H1 which acts as the linker. Let me tell you about it. Before that, here H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These histone particles will form what? 2,2 particles. Means 2,2 substance. See, like this. Okay. So this will form the 8 molecules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So it is called as the histone octamer, where 8 molecules are formed here. Got? So this is called as the histone octamer, where this H1 which acts as a linker. How it acts as a linker is because in each and every cell the DNA will be present. So if it is in case of a single cell, and again this will be the same scenario in the another cell, right? So like this, the many more histones and before that, see this whole structure with this DNA which is wrapped around this octamer or the histone, that structure is called as the nucleosome. Got? Please remember. So what is nucleosome? Where nucleosome is nothing but the DNA is wrapped around the histone, or you can say the DNA is wrapped around the histone octamer. Got? So like this, the same nucleosomes will be there. For example, see, if this is the nucleosome in a minute way, okay? If this is one nucleosome, followed by this one more nucleosome, followed by this one more, again followed by this one more, again followed by this one more. So like this, the same way these nucleosomes are connected. How they are connected? How they are linked? With this linker, that is H1 histone. Got? So this is how, see, can you see this structure? As I did it bigger, actually in a microscopic, that will be very small. It looks like this. Okay? These nucleosomes connected by that H1 linker. So this structure is called as the chromatin. So what it is called? Chromatin. So in your lower classes, you have studied that if this is the cell and here the nucleus will be present, and inside the nucleus, when you label the parts of the nucleus, there you will find the thread-like structures like this, right? Okay? And we call them as the chromatin. So the chromatin is this, like this, because there it will be coiled. Here I have shown it in a linear way, but here it has to get adjusted in a nucleus. So it will be what? It will be coiled. So that is called as the chromatin. Got? So this chromatin, how it looks is, it looks like a beads on string. The structure of chromatin, which looks like, see, if this is the bead, on that many nucleosomes like this, they will be present. So how does it looks? It looks like the bead on string, beads on string. Got? So this later will form what what it will form? It will form the chromatid, and then this will go and that will go and it will enter or it will stay in the where? In the chromosome. So before going to stay or go inside this chromosome, again there are, in case of higher level organization, these cells need some more proteins. Okay, so that is, those proteins are called as the NHC. What is this NHC? NHC is nothing but non-histone chromosomal proteins are necessary, because these proteins will help these chromatins or the chromatid to form the chromosome, and later that DNA will get inside this what? Chromosome. Okay, so this is how the DNA is packed in nucleus. Got? Is this clear? So after that, when this chromatin, or you can say the DNA, is present in the nucleus, there we can see the chromatin network, right? So this chromatin, chroma in the sense what? Chromo, it is a color, right? So after that, when we stain these chromatins under the microscope, and when we see there, we can see the two sides, that is the euchromatin and heterochromatin, where euchromatin is slightly stained, okay, where slight color is visible when stained, but the heterochromatin is darkly stained. And the thing is, heterochromatin, which is inactive in transcription, but euchromatin is active in transcription. Got? So what is transcription then? It is nothing but, it is just simply, transcription is nothing but the formation of the RNA by DNA. Got? So is this clear? So this is all about the packaging of DNA. Is this clear? So let me revise it you once again. So how this DNA is packed? This DNA, which is a negatively charged molecule, it will get wrapped around the positively charged molecule, that is the histone, where in this histone the 8 molecules will be present, that is H2A, H2B, H3, H4. So it is called as the octamer, and the one linker will be there, that is the H1 histone, where this whole structure is called as the nucleosome. Okay, so these many nucleosomes are linked by this H1 histone, and they form the thread-like structure that is called as the chromatin, where this chromatin looks like the bead on string, because on that chromatin the nucleosomes will be present, and later these chromatin will get coiled, they will get condensed, okay, and then what they will do, they will get condensed, and they will form the chromosome, and again there they will use the non-histones, or you can say that non-histone chromosomal proteins, and then they will form the DNA in the chromosome, or you can say then they will form the chromosome, okay, where it will be consisting of the DNA, and that will be present in the nucleus of each cell. Is this clear? So this is all about the packaging of DNA. Please go through your textbook and revise it. So it's very easy and clean and clear topic, okay? So okay, let's finish this class, and in the next video let me come up with the new more topics. Till then, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So if you find my videos are useful to you, please try to share it with your friends and some other students. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye bye.